Dobar dan! Margaret here, coming to you from my room in Herakovo, Bulgaria. If you know me at all, you know that I am a planner. I am very organized, and I rarely go into a situation without having at least some idea of what I'm getting myself into. So of course, when I found out I was going to be spending my gap year in Bulgaria, I immediately began researching the food and the traditions and the culture so that I could know as much as possible before I arrived. And you know what happened when I got here? I knew nothing. Basically nothing whatsoever. And I quickly had to accept what I had really known all along, that no amount of Googling and blog reading could prepare me to experience all of the millions of nuanced details that make up a culture. So, here are 7 ways that Bulgaria surprised me. Number 1, yes is no, and no is yes. So this one I had come across in my research, but that did not keep it from confusing me to no end. For reasons that aren't entirely known, but likely came from attempts to confuse the Turkish while Bulgaria was under Ottoman rule, here in Bulgaria, this means yes, and this means no. Most people are aware this is a uniquely Balkan phenomenon and do a good job to try and adapt to foreigners, but that has not kept me from being misunderstood and misunderstanding others on many, many occasions. I think I've mostly gotten used to it now, and I just do a lot of this, and usually I get by pretty fine. Number 2, juice. Bulgarians love their fresh fruit and vegetables, and for good reason. They are absolutely delicious. But sometimes they choose to drink them rather than eat them. I've seen many a full-grown adult have a glass of orange juice or apple juice with their dinner, and every grocery store has at least like half an aisle dedicated solely to different flavors and brands and styles of juice. Not only that, but there are also stands and stores all over the city that sell fresh pressed pure fruit and veggie juices, or fresh as they're called here. And though the fancier combos can get a bit pricey, you can get a good sized cup of apple, orange, and carrot, the most popular flavor, for only a few leva. Number 3, an obsession with astrology. I would say that at least half of the Bulgarian teenagers I've met, the first time we met, after asking like, what's my name and how am I doing, asked me what my zodiac sign is. It's Aquarius, if you're wondering. I've also been told which sign I'm most romantically compatible with, and have had people say after hearing my sign, like, oof, our signs aren't compatible, this is gonna be rough, which was, interesting. But honestly, the amount of astrological knowledge that my classmates have is astounding, and though I am skeptical about how accurate it is, it's definitely a lot of fun. Number 4, all of the signs are in English. Learning a new language was a major reason I wanted to do a year abroad, so I was really excited to get here and fully immerse myself in Bulgarian, to just throw myself into it and be forced to use my new skills in daily life. And while that definitely has happened, and my Bulgarian is getting pretty good, I'd say, Sofia made the first few months of my exchange a lot easier by having all of the street signs and metro announcements in both English and Bulgarian. I'm still not entirely clear as to why that is, but I definitely appreciated it back when I could barely handle "hello, how are you?" let alone read complex street signs in Cyrillic or understand "this is the line 1 train to Slivnica." Number 5, Bulgarians are always cold. My Bulgarian friends and family have been telling me since the day I arrived back in August to get ready for Bulgarian winter. They spoke of weeks where every morning was -4 degrees Fahrenheit and the roads were covered in ice and snow. And being from Oregon, where our winters are fairly mild, I was appropriately nervous and very much ready to be the wimpy American amongst all of these cold-hardened Bulgarians. So imagine my surprise when everyone around me started whipping out their big, heavy winter coats in October when the weather was still hovering in the 50s and 60s. Every day, without fail, my classmates would ask me how I wasn't freezing cold in my jeans and boots and sweaters. And while their concern for my well-being is obviously very sweet and much appreciated, if they were freezing cold back then, I truly don't know how they haven't fallen over and died now that 34 degrees Fahrenheit is a typical high for the day. Number 6, slippers everywhere. On a similar note, the belief that being cold equals getting sick is alive and well here in Bulgaria. So along with bundling up whenever you go outside and having the heaters on full blast, it's also customary to wear slippers, shout out to Lily for these really cute ones, inside at all times, no exceptions. Even if you're at someone else's house, because most Bulgarian homes that I've been to have a shelf or a drawer, or in my family's case, an entire closet full of slippers just for guests to borrow. Now, back in the US, I basically never wore shoes inside, so my first few weeks here involved a lot of getting halfway downstairs and then running back to my room to get my slippers to avoid the light scolding that usually comes from a Bulgarian mama or baba if you forget to wear them. And though it was a bit of a hassle at first, like most things with exchange, it's best to just embrace it, and now I really can't imagine having bare feet inside. Number 7, greenery in the city. So none of these surprises have been bad, but this one is definitely my favorite. As anyone who has ever spoken to me ever knows, I absolutely love my home state of Oregon, and a big part of that is how easy it is to get out and enjoy nature. I lived right smack in the middle of my hometown, and I was still only about a 15-minute drive from great hiking trails, 30 minutes from a lake, an hour from the beach, and about an hour and a half from the mountains. Before coming to Bulgaria, I knew that even though my host family lives out in the countryside, I would spend most of my time in the city center where I go to school. And I was very much nervous to make that adjustment from being able to drive 10 minutes and be in a forest and being in a big city full of people and buildings all the time. Much to my delight, however, Sofia is full of tree-lined streets and beautiful little parks, and thanks to being nestled right at the base of Vitosha Mountain, I only need to look up if I need a little break from city life, and I can see snow-capped peaks and tree-covered slopes. Also, because I live in the countryside, as I mentioned before, whenever I go for a walk or a run, I get to see sights like this and take a deep breath and just feel a little more at home. And there you have it. Those were 7 of the literally countless ways Bulgaria has surprised me over the last 5 months, and I'm sure the next 5 will hold many, many more. For now though, go ahead and comment below which one of these surprised you, or even a way that you've been surprised while traveling abroad. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of the great content we have from our other contributors around the world. Thanks for watching! До виждане!